Last week we went all in on Team of the Weeks and they went all the way from 24k to 38k in a few days. We've done the exact same this week, so let's walk you through the trend. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, all free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So in today's video we are going to be talking about the investment where I've just basically gone and invested 8 million coins into Team of the Weeks because they did very well last week, so we're gambling on them doing very well this week. Now, the Team of the Weeks basically crashed last night due to the tradable Team of the Week pack, and they did the exact same thing last week. But last week they managed to rebound from 20k all the way to around about 38k, meaning they almost doubled in price in a week. Now, I can't guarantee they're going to do the same this week because it's all subjective on what they're required for player SBCs wise and upgrade SBCs wise, but I do believe they're a good investment, which is why I've invested all 8 million coins, spending about 2 hours buying the players. I've also bought very specific players and I'll talk about that in a bit. But the first reason that I think this investment is really good is because we have existing SBCs that are repeatable multiple times that require Team of the Weeks. So for example, we've got the 88 campaign pick, which I do believe is repeatable every 2-3 days, and that's requiring a Team of the Week. So we already know that we're going to have Team of the Week demand, making them go up in price because of that. The other SBC at the moment that is repeatable is the Hero Encore pick. I believe that is repeatable today, and that also requires a Team of the Week. On top of that, a lot of the recently released SBCs, now you could argue people have already done them because they're quite cheap, and I'd say that's not really an unfair argument to make. But a lot of these as well also requiring Team of the Weeks, which again people are potentially, maybe people are holding off waiting for division rivals to go and build, so I believe they can rise. Now, 2 weeks in question, on average, have been bought for around about 28k or under. This morning, they've really rebounded up to around about 29k, maybe even getting closer to 30k for some of them. But let's go walk you guys through, I guess, which Team of the Weeks I've bought and why. These that I've gone and bought basically fall into one of 4 categories. Now, the first category is Premier League Team of the Weeks. Now, again, I covered this earlier in the week. But the reason we've gone and bought Premier League Team of the Weeks is because we believe that later in the week we're going to go and get ourselves either a Premier League Team of the Season Evo, and in which you'll put in a Premier League player to make them a Team of the Season Evo card. And of course, you know, if we go and buy loads of different Premier League Team of the Weeks, there's a chance that one or a few of them, or maybe all if I'm lucky, will be able to hit into it. Because recently we did have an evolution that basically allowed you to use any 84 rated or below, you know, as long as they didn't have too high defending or play styles. So the logic here is that I've gone and bought loads of Premier League Team of the Weeks, hoping they go for another really vague Evo like this one, and that they can rise nicely. Because in theory, this is the last time these Team of the Weeks are going to get supplied, which means if they're demanded, they're just going to get rarer and rarer and rarer. Now, one of the reasons we believe that this is one of the last times that they're going to go and get supplied is if we head over to the tradable Team of the Week. Previously, this was only out for 7 days, and then they repeated it after 7 days. This at the moment is out for like 42 days. But it's a good sign and a bad sign. It's a good sign because it means we know that there, in theory, is not going to be any more supply, unless for some reason they run 2 of these Team of the Week SBCs alongside each other, which would just be a bit weird. But on the other hand, it could be bad because last year when they took Team of the Weeks out of packs, they didn't require them for SBCs through Team of the Season. Well, the 7 weeks here could indicate the 7 weeks where they're unlikely to require them. Like I say, we know it's, you know, that isn't that bad because there are 2 SBCs that are literally require them every 24 hours. So there are existing upgrade SBCs that require them. It's just potentially from now onwards, no of the upgrade SBCs, so the Icon SBC we expect to get this Sunday, the upgrade SBC we expect to get this Saturday, is unlikely to have Team of the Weeks being needed. But like I say, there's already 2 SBCs that need them, so I wouldn't be too worried. But back to the Premier League investment. So the first thing we like is gambling that the Premier League Team of the Week players could be used for Evos. The second thing is the Team of the Season Cup. Last year we had a cup, or like, you know, the online friendly thing, or an objective, I guess. We basically had to use a full Premier League team, in which Rose cheap Premier League special cards. So if you wanted, you could go maybe buy Nick Pope instead of Onana, but Onana obviously has multiple things he can be used for. But the idea is we might get one of those cups having that. On top of that, Onana might end up as a link investment. Obviously, there's many Man United players that could get an objective or an SBC, and Onana could work as a link investment. On top of that, it could be used for objectives. They're exactly the same as the cup. We have to use a full Prem team. There may be some objectives where you need to use full Prem teams, high amount of Prem teams, or maybe if I luck out and it's a Man United objective player, maybe you got to go and use Man United players. We then come through to the second investment, which is the WSL informs. Now, basically echoing everything that we just said about the Prem, where they can be used in tournaments, they can be used potentially as an objective link, they can be used as a link investment, they can be used in Evos. But the one thing I'd like to say about some of these, I guess, Premier League WSL informs is that the WSL actually has a lack of special cards. Because it has a lack of special cards, it means if they are needed for an Evo, if they are needed for an objective, a cup, or a link investment, they do that much better. Because there are just, I think there's about 40 in the game. And then obviously, some of these special cards are not overly desirable, but what I've gone for is I've gone for predominantly the English Prem ones, because the English Prem ones I believe have a higher chance of being a link investment or something like that, because of course the majority of players in the WSL are English, and as a result of the majority of them being English, the English Prem ones should be good. So I've gone for a bunch of Jameses, I've gone for a bunch of Parks, and I've gone for a bunch of Brights. I've picked up a few of the others, but I do think that James, Bright, Park and Park will be the best performers, because not only are they from the top clubs, which could be used as a link investment, but they're also from England. We can see that link investments, the WSL players did really well early in the week, with James going all the way up there to 45k, when obviously the rest of the team weeks would have been like 23k. That was because she was a link investment to Ramirez. So we can see that there's already demand to link in some of these players. So we've gone and picked up James for the same reason as the Prem, but they potentially will do even better due to linking, there being a lack of players to link. So the next investment after that we've gone with are players that are used for pre-existing SBCs. So for example, Openda, Talisca, Armstrong, Matoma, and even Mkhitaryan. So 2-3 days ago we got the Moment of Truth Evo, and what this did is this rose a bunch of the Team of the Weeks that could be used for it. Well, those Team of the Weeks have crashed back down again since, but I do believe there's still demand. So we can see with Openda, we can see that he went from 35k all the way up there to 45k for the Evo, basically stayed around about extinct, but now has crashed down to fodder price. So I already know there's existing demand. I know that in theory the card should be supplied less than the next, because he was used for SBCs. He was literally extinct, which shows that all the supply was eaten up. So that's another reason why he's good. Obviously, if there's now another SB Evo that needs him, he's super rare in the first place, and he's probably going to go extinct, because again he's already used for one Evo. On top of that, because he can be used for this Evo, sometimes you get a good bit of hype around chaining. So for example, maybe if you can put him in this Evo and then even this card for some reason, or this card whatever, fits into another one, then there'll be even more hype about buying the card. So buying players who've been used for previous Evos is another investment, or another reason, or another investment opportunity. Again, I've bought these all for the same price as discard informs. It's just I get in this additional utility on the cards, rather than just being like some Austrian Bundesliga 83 rated inform who no one's going to use. I know the cards are slightly rarer. I know they've got outside demand on them just being an inform card. And the final investment is I've just picked up a few of there's a few MISC cards that are just more expensive, maybe due to them being like weekly demanded. Maybe there's a link investment down the line. So for example, like St. Maxim, who we've managed to go and pick up at 28k. So again, the same price as other informs. I mean, he's already rebounded 4k. We can see that St. Maxim got up there to 41k when the rest of the informs were peaking at 39. We can see that the day after he crashed, he went up there to 55k because of Evo hype. Another example of this is like De Jong. And I've been able to pick up these players for the exact same price as the other informs, but again, they've just got that added sort of weekly demand. Again, they got to about 38, got up there to 39, got up there to 41, had a nice little peak there at 40k, just when the rest would have been cheap. So the last thing I've gone for are the informs that are, slightly weekly demanded. Now, regards to selling these cards, I can hold on to them, I think, pretty safely for a maximum of 4 days, because of them being needed for those upgrade SBCs I was showing earlier. But in the next 4 days, if any of them go near extinct due to being Evo'd, being used in an Evo, being used as a link investment, being used in an objective, then I'm more than happy to go and sell them. I think the plan of action will probably be to go and sell them on the Sunday, Monday, and then potentially go and buy fodder, or maybe go and buy some link investments or something like that. Basically, I want to go and buy Team of the Seasons as well for the guaranteed Prem Team of the Season pack. I think that'll also be a decent investment. But that is going to wrap that up. There's my all-in investment. So I think I said I was going to do it in a YouTube video, and here we are. You do also have Team of the Season live cards and gold cards who are getting Prem Team of the Seasons as other investments, but I decided to go for Informs because I think it will just perform the best. But that's going to be that. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video.